All right, you guys. Hey, it is Ashley Benz, and I am so glad to be back. Oh goodness. So for those of you that have been, following me, you know me. For those who know me, I've been out on vacation for about a couple of weeks now. So this is my first go live video coming back in. I already feel like I'm a little bit rusty. So you guys just kind of bear with me as we go through today's video. And so what I'm going to do, because it does take a little bit of time here to let Facebook know or let Facebook to let you guys know that I am here. So I'm going to give it a second to do that. As you're coming in, if you can please let me know who you are, say hello to me. Hi, Miss Moore, how are you doing? And just let me know that you can hear and see me okay. You guys that are with me, you guys know we always do our audio and video checks. There is no need in going through a video and you guys can't see or you can't hear me. That is just a waste of my time and yours. So we are not going to do that. But as you're joining and coming in, please say hello to me. Let me know where you're coming in from and all that good stuff. What I'm going to do is I am going to get this shared out with the group, because y'all probably, some people probably don't know that I'm back on vacation. I felt like it was like forever and a day, but I did take about almost a couple of weeks off. And oh my goodness, y'all, it was so nice. I needed that vacation. I ran into a friend of mine in Walmart the other day, and she saw all our pictures and stuff like that from vacation, and she was asking me, she said, so how was it? I was like, you know what? That was probably one of the best vacations I have ever had. And I think for me, it was just because of the different space that I'm in, like when I say space, so meaning my mentality, where I'm at in my business right now, and just all those good things. And so anyway, yes, it was nice. It was really nice. And I had so many, what I like to call downloads that happened. And so anyway, I can't wait to kind of go over and explain to you guys a little bit what's going to be happening for CST in August. But let me go ahead and get this shared out really, really quickly. And then we're going to jump straight into this topic. So this topic was one that, hang on, y'all, because let me just be real. I'm a little rusty right now with this, and there is no way that I can do two and three things at one time. So let me share this out with my group first, and then we'll get into the topic. So give me just a second, because y'all, I'm not even going to try it today. All right, join. Let's do this. Join us live. We're talking. Hang on. Talking about staff. Okay. All right, so I think we're good. Let me post up in there. But yeah, the vacation was really nice. And like I said, just a lot of different stuff that I learned. Yeah, I don't know, y'all. Like, I get all mushy and things like that, and I go deep into stuff. But I did learn so much about myself, and I didn't realize that I needed the break. Like I needed it more than I thought I did. So I will tell you that if you don't know, we actually did a mini vacation vlog. So we vlogged a little bit of the vacation while we were down there. We went to Miramar Beach, Florida, which is like right next to Destin. But it was so pretty, y'all. The weather was great. I mean, it was like the perfect trip. So if you did not get a chance to watch that, you can head over to my YouTube channel, and it will be there for you to watch. I'll leave a link down below in the comments, and you can watch that. So you'll get to kind of see me outside of this space, and you get to meet my parents and my sister, my nephew, our daughter Nova, and just kind of hang out with us and do that. So anyway, I'll be sure to leave that inside or in the comments below. Okay. Whew. Take a breath, Ashley. Okay. I got that shared off. I think we're good on sound and all those good things. Let me just do a quick double check, and we're going to jump right in. Yeah, I'm all good. Okay. So for those of you that are new to Childcare Success Tools, My name is Ashley Benz. I am a childcare business strategizer and mindset mentor. What qualifies me to do this is that I actually owned, operated, directed a childcare business for 10 years. I started out in my home. I started out with 3 kids from church. And then it just grew. And then we transitioned it into an actual daycare center. And I did that for 10 years prior to me owning my own daycare business. Hi, Londa. How are you? It's good to see you. I actually worked in childcare centers before, worked in several different ones. And hi, Kim. And so anyway, I've had probably about 15 years of experience in the childcare business industry. Y'all, I've done everything. I've cooked, I've cleaned, I have changed light bulbs, I've, done toilets, what else? Everything from, anything it took to run my childcare business, I did it. So whatever stage or level or whatever that you're at, I've been there. I know what you're going through. And so anyway, so here is what I did differently, right? I ran a childcare business 2 different ways. I ran it without Childcare Business Automation, and then I ran it with Childcare Business Automation. So those of you that know me know that that's pretty much, what I specialize in. That's what I help other owners be able to learn to do, is how to automate their childcare businesses so that they don't have to be there. Because for me, it completely sucked my life. Like, I had no life. There was no Ashley. There was no Ashley's life. It was all about Ashley's daycare, right? And, that got old really quick. And I got burnt out. If I'm just honest with you guys, I got burnt out. It was too much. And it even got to the place where I kind of resented the people that helped me, my staff, or, the employees and the parents and things like that, because I felt like they were taking away from me, but it wasn't them. It was just the way that I had my business set up. So hi, Natasha, how are you? I am so glad to see y'all here. I miss doing this, and I am so glad to be back. So it looks like that we are all kind of settled in. I wanted to start doing this on my little Go Live videos. I get emails from you guys all the time. I get, comments on my YouTube videos and things like that. And first of all, I just want to say thank you so much. Thank you so, so much, because, on my end, I am literally right now talking to a little bitty hole on my cell phone. Or if I do, my YouTube videos, I'm talking to a camera lens. And so it is just so, you guys will say that I encourage and inspire you, but you guys do that for me so much. And especially when I get an email or just something, that just reminds me that, okay, Ashley, just keep going, keep doing what you're doing. So I just wanted to kind of throw this in here. I got an email from Sarah yesterday. And she says that since discovering you 2 days ago, I have listened to so many of your videos. You have inspired and encouraged me. And this is from Sarah. So Sarah, I just want to say thank you so much for that email. I will let you guys know that I do respond to emails. If it's general questions, then my team will do that. But if you send me an email and something just like what Sarah did, I will respond back to you. So I really appreciate that. And that's what it's all about for me, is to make sure that I use this platform that God has bless me with to ensure that I am encouraging and inspiring and helping you guys run your childcare businesses in a way that you can have a life, okay? All right, so today we're going to actually talk about one of the issues that caused me not to have a life and for me to be all over the place with my childcare business was dealing with staff. So today's topic, I'm going to do a little story time, and it's going to be my issues with staff and how I dealt with them. If you guys see me looking over here, I've got my laptop and my notes are over here. So anybody that watched my vlog, you'll see where I talked about why I have to have notes, because y'all, I will go all over the place, and that's exactly what I was doing in my vlog. We were all over the place, but anyway. All right, so, staff. Okay. And I will say this was from Ellen Petty actually requested this topic for me to do, and that was before I went on vacation. And I didn't get a chance to do it then, so I am doing it now. But I know you guys, it's a struggle. It's hard. it's hard dealing with people and dealing with staff and trying to set up that right team. So one of my issues, okay, which I think is for most people, is finding the right staff. Okay. I got to brace myself for this one just because I remember, it just kind of takes me all back really, really, really quickly. Also, I forgot, if you're watching from YouTube, please subscribe to this channel. Make sure you guys are giving this video a like and a thumbs up if you're watching from Facebook, because what that does, or if you're watching from YouTube, because what that does is that it basically helps my algorithm to get out to more people so that, other owners like you are seeing this information. So I really appreciate that. If you're on YouTube, subscribe, hit that little bell that's going to notify you. That's going to get your notifications set up so that when I do post up these videos, which is usually weekly, you're going to get notified. Okay, forgot about that. All right. So one of my issues was finding the right staff. All right. So I remember hiring my very first employee. I didn't really know what I was doing when I was hiring someone. I just knew that I needed help. I think I threw an ad in our daily newspaper. I don't even know how many people I interviewed. I don't really remember that. What I do remember about it is that I remember that it didn't work out. That's what I remember about it. And then, one of the issues I had with this very first employee was that she just wanted to take over my business, honey. And I'm thinking, oh no, nope. My name is out there on that sign. I'm the one that created this thing. You are definitely not going to come up in here just because you are my first employee, because you think that I don't know what I'm doing, even though I probably didn't know what I was doing, but you're not going to come up in here and run my business. So, so I do remember that it just didn't work out. And, one of the other things is that just with finding the right staff, is, they had just really bad work ethic. Like, people just don't want to work anymore. What happened to the good old fashioned, I am here to do a job and I am here to make sure that I don't burn any bridges with anybody, and I'm here to help you and do what's agreed upon and leave and go home and do what I need to and come back and do it all over again. What happened to that? Well, we're in a different time. We're in a different generation. Actually, one of my things that I try to do with trying to find the right staff. Hi, Tara. How are you? Is that I actually reached out to an employment agency, a local employment agency, and that didn't really work out either. But I had asked her, and I was just like, what is the deal? Like, what is the deal with staff? And she even told me that she is somebody that works with, helping companies find staff. And she even said, she was like, you know what? I just think people just don't want to work anymore. She said, it's just really hard even for us to find staff for you guys, and people. And we just had a conversation. So we are in a different time. We are in, it's just a different time that we're in. But finding the right staff was definitely one of my issues. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over what my issues were. I'm going to go over, I got three of them, three main ones. And then I'm going to go over how I dealt with them. Okay, the second thing, which is very, very common, I hear you guys talk about this all the time, is staff calling in. Okay, so your staff, and I dealt with it. Monday mornings for me were the worst. I hated Monday mornings because I knew that, I was going to get that text message or I was going to get that phone call. Miss Ashley, I can't come in today. X, Y, and Z. So I hated Monday mornings, but Monday mornings were the worst for me. And people would just call in like they didn't want to work. That's just it. And I remember having these employees that would call in, and what it was that they knew the job was not for them. And so instead of just saying, hey, Miss Ashley, you know what? This is just not for me. I thought I liked working with kids. I thought I would like to have my own classroom and all these things, but it's just not for me. Instead, what they do, they just call in all the time, right? So I had that issue. What else? They would just play the system. I would have staff just trying to play my systems, and that's just exactly what they were trying to do. but I'm sorry. You know, just not gonna work. You know, I'm always like 2 or 3 steps ahead of my staff, because you gotta be, you know, because and the one thing I don't want to come off with in this video is that like it's your staff against you. It's not like that, because technically what it should be is a team, and we'll talk about that here in a minute. But they just calling in, just always had that issue. Now, one of the other issues I had was staff that just could not do the job, but they were just such a great person. I mean, you know, I remember several of my staff were like that. I mean, they were just good people, but they just could not do the job. You know, so I had a hard, you know, they had a hard time controlling the classroom, or they didn't know how to deal with the families, or, you know, they couldn't problem solve on their own, but they were loyal and they showed up. And that's great, but it was a problem. It was an issue. It's great, and it's great. Like, I mean, it's wonderful to have people there that are just great human beings, but it was a problem because they couldn't do the job. Okay. So those were the 3 main things that I dealt with. Leave in the comments what are you guys dealing with staff? What are the things or the issues that you deal with? Just kind of drop in the comments below. Do you have issues with staff calling in? Are you having issues with finding the right people? What about what else did I go over? Or do you have great people there, but they just can't do the job? I would love to kind of hear like exactly what issues you guys are having in the comments, and then as they come through, you know, we can talk about those more. Okay, so how did I deal with all that? You know, I was in business for 10 years, and I mean, this was just like something that was just ongoing. It never stopped, right? It never stopped. And the reason why it never stopped for me is because my business was continuously to grow. So as your childcare business is growing, well, you're going to have to add on more people. And when you're adding on more people, then you kind of go through that same cycle and process again, not finding the right person, people calling in. I mean, you know, as your childcare grows, then so does that problem, right? So for me, you know, it just came to a place where I was just like, I've got to do something, because this is not going to work, right? If I'm going to continue to grow my business, this is going to be a problem, but I have to put something in place to fix this, okay? So for finding the right staff, this is what I did. First of all, you guys, and this is something that can be very, very difficult, but let me just tell you this right up front. If you're in business, it is everything that's going on in your business right now is a result of you. It's a result of your mentality. It's a result of, you know, you're just not doing the right things. If you have any issues in your business, right? It's all you. So the very first thing that I did was that, hi, Denisha, is that I examined myself, okay? Hang on, Kim's got a comment. Let me get this. Oh, y'all were just got comments coming in. Okay, let me get through this and we're gonna read these. I'm excited to look at them. Okay, you know, I learned to examine myself, and I think that's one of the hardest things that I think as a business owner, you know, that we have to do, because we come in and we have this vision and we have this idea, and a lot of the visions and the ideas come in with, it's the people, it's the kids. We think about that. We know we need the people. We know we need the kids, but we forget that you got to have you. You have to have you in that business, and you has to be the right director, the right owner, the right visionary for the business that you are trying to create. For if your business is here and you're trying to create it to go up here, then guess what? You have to be able to match those things that are going to be happening up on this level. I think there's a quote that says something like, I can't think of it. If y'all know what I'm talking about, tell me. But it goes something, I'm just going to paraphrase, but it's basically the saying that, you know, the old you can't go to the new place that you're trying to go to, right? So you're on this you're right here, okay? Like if we were climbing if we're going up some steps, right? You're on this step. You want to go to this step, which is like 5 steps above where you're at, but you know, you can't bring the same mentality that you have down here up there. So you're never going to get there if you don't change that mentality. Another quote that I love is that what got you here is not going to get you there. Okay? What got you here is not going to get you up here, right? And so examining myself was one of the things I did. And I looked at myself and I thought, okay, there's something wrong with the picture, right? There's an issue, and I'm the leader. So in reality, it's me. Okay, it's me. Understanding that every staff member that I hired in was a reflection of me, right? So I want you to think about this. I'm gonna look at these comments in a minute, y'all. Every staff member that you have in your program, it is a reflection of you. That is a component of you. Okay. So we have to be very careful. You have to be very careful about how you, what am I trying to say? How you, what they see. Let me put it to you like that. You've got to be careful about what they see. Okay. Now, behind closed doors, yes, you know what? If I need to go in my office and cry my eyeballs out, and there was days that I did that if I had to, I'll do those things. If I need to go in my office and vent, call up my husband and vent to him about whatever's going on, those things I'm going to do. But out in front of my employees, they will not see that side of me, right? They won't see that side of me, because I had to remember that every employee that you have is a component of who you currently are. And if you think about that, that's kind of scary sometimes when you have a program and you don't have the right people in there, okay? Because it says so much about what you think about yourself, what you think about yourself, what you think about yourself as an owner, what you think about yourself as just an individual. That's what it says. So if you have an employee that is not loyal, that comes in late and all those good things, there is some kind of a component with you that you're like that in some way. And it may not be that you don't come in late, but maybe you're not getting things. Maybe there's things on your desk that you're not getting done, or maybe there's things falling through the cracks, which is the same. It's the same thing. It's not being loyal. You're not being a good steward over your work. So do you see what I'm saying? Can you see that comparison and how that ties together? Also, okay, let me get to these comments real quick because I want to see. Hang on, let me go over to my computer, my laptop. It'd be easier for me to do it here. Yeah, y'all, this can go really deep. Okay, I will tell you that. There's so much more to staffing and all that kind of stuff than meets the eye, because like I said, a lot of it does have to do with the leader. And we know that in any organization, if there are problems, it's always that person that is on the top, okay? The top of the chain, right? There's something that they are not doing, okay? All right, let me look at these comments real quick and then we'll move on. Tara says, I'm getting ready to open soon. It's been mostly finding the right resources. To be honest, I've used the big companies like Indeed, but I found that it better fits posting on Facebook. Yes. Tara, and I will tell you that, okay, I've used daily newspaper, Craigslist. I hate Craigslist. I think Craigslist is the most creepiest place to be putting that you're looking for somebody to bring into a childcare program. That's just my personal opinion. I do not do Craigslist. I tried it maybe one time. I just creeped me out. I've done, let's see, ZipRecruiter. I like ZipRecruiter, but it's kind of like Indeed. Daily newspaper. One of the things that really helped me was we had we're next to Western Kentucky University. We were very close to WKU. So the university, that really helped me out to find some, staff that came in. But yes, Facebook. Okay. You guys, y'all, I'm going to have to do a whole thing about Facebook, because I don't think that you guys are seeing the value of Facebook. Facebook is like, everybody's on it. The right people are on it. Also, the wrong people are on it, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But Facebook is a really great place to advertise your job openings, and I believe that they now have an area, like, even because I saw on my Facebook business page that you can actually like post, like they have a job postings area or something like that you can actually do. I have to investigate into that more. And whenever I talk about Facebook, I feel like it's a topic that you guys need to be aware of. But yeah, great place to do that. And then you also, it's been hard finding people. Okay. I'm gonna say some things here in a minute, Tara, that's gonna help you also, because you're just opening. And so for those of you that are just getting started or just opening, this is the right time to start getting this stuff down, because let me just tell you right up front, you do not want to bring mess inside of a brand new spanking daycare business, right? And what I mean by mess, I am talking about not knowing how to do these things the right way, not knowing how to manage all that. You don't want to bring that kind of mess up in there, y'all. It will be disaster. That's what happened to me. That's what's happening to a lot of you all that are already in business, right? You create something and then it just comes this little ball of mess, and then you guess who's the one that's going to have to untangle all that stuff. Okay. But Kim says that a staff member who took work as a joke until the first warning was given now is my best staff member. Very grateful to have her. Okay, so Kim is basically dealing with, she's saying that one of her issues is that she had a staff member that took it as a joke. She went in and gave a warning, and then now that person, yes, and that is a part of developing your team. And so that's exactly what you should be doing. You should have those things in place to make sure that you are handling when those staff are calling in and not want to do their jobs. You do need to have those things to put in place to make sure that there's consequences, because when there's no consequences, well, then guess what? I'm just going to keep doing it, right? Okay, love these comments, guys. If I missed any, let me know. But I think I went through. I think Tara and Kim had their comments down here. I can't see if there's anything else. Okay, I think we're good. All right, so how I dealt with finding the right staff. Learned to examine myself. Understood that every staff member I hired was a reflection of myself. I crafted how I attracted the right people in. I spent a lot of time on what I call, and when I teach to those that I work with and inside of my academy and my programs, is the attract phase. Okay, the attract phase, because that is really the most important, and that's kind of where you need to really spend a lot of time on, is attracting the right kinds of people. Okay, and the way that we do that, it's a lot. Well, I don't say it's a lot, but it is a lot. Okay, because we're talking about people here. But it's how you advertise. It's where you advertise. It's what happens when they walk in your door. It is how you interview the person. It is it's all those things that take place before you actually hire them in, okay? And actually, it's all those things that take place really before you interview them, okay? But the thing about it is that you will attract all kinds of people, but it's really having a way to sift through, the people that are not going to be a good fit for your program, and then you bring in those ones that are going to be a good fit. So the attract phase is how I dealt with finding the right staff. All right, number 2, staff calling in. How do I deal with staff calling in? So what I did, you guys, because here is what I realized, and I just said this, but as my business grew, well, then I'm going to need more staff in, okay? So I went from a family childcare home. I was 3 kids, and then we went to 6 kids, and then we went to 12 kids, and then from there, I need somebody else to come in. And then after I did that whole phase, then you go into hiring in more teachers and staff, because now I've opened up a preschool room. And then guess what? I'm needing an assistant director. So as your business grows, then so will your staffing needs. And so when I kind of figure that out, and I'm thinking, okay, man, I've been in business for 5 years. At this point, I'm thinking I've been like at my 5-year mark or 3, whatever. I've been in business for so long. I can see that every time I need to hire somebody, I'm always getting the wrong people. So then what I did is I injected what I teach is called my automatic substitute program. Okay, because guess what? If your business is growing you're needing the staff to come in, and this is something that is it just keeps going and going and going, then you need something that a system that is going and going, so that when this is going, that, it's not so hard for you, right? Because here's a problem. When that wrong person is in your building and they are on your payroll and you need to get rid of them, you need to find a way to get rid of them, right? But you can't do that. I've been there. You can't do that if you don't have any help. So what I did was I injected my automatic substitute program, and that is what really kind of fixed the problem. Okay, that's how I dealt with it. And so, what this program did is that it took me out of the equation when staff called in, right? So remember how I said that I hated Monday mornings because that was my high rate of staff calling in, and I hated to look at my cell phone because I knew somebody was going to be calling in or it was going to be an issue. Well, I didn't have to do that anymore, okay? I was not involved in staff calling in. And as a business owner, as a childcare business owner, you should not be involved in that, okay? You've got other things that you should be working on, right? Not who's going to cover and then who's going to do lunch, and, so-and-so can't come in today. How many kids are we going to... No. Do you know why? Sometimes that would take up, I remember sometimes we would be dealing with that all day long. All day long. So I was like, you know what? We've got to do something. So we injected my automation substitute program in, and it just fixed the problem. So that way, somebody doesn't work out. Okay, no problem. Look, I'll tell you what. Today's going to be your last day. And I was able to call somebody else in. Or, whatever. Staff got sick. Their kids needed stuff. And this is the thing about it, you guys. Now, these people have lives. We are dealing with people here. And I'm talking about the good people, right? And so you want to have something that if they got some things they got to deal with, that it's not going to be an all-day event for you to figure out all this stuff for them to leave or whatever the case is there, okay? I needed that. Okay. The cup, I know, y'all, I haven't done cups in a while, but this is my mommy fuel, which right now is water. Need to drink more water. Okay. Kim says that, hang on, I'm seeing some comments. Let me go back and read these, y'all. Then I'm going to tell you how I dealt with staff that couldn't do the job. We'll get to that. Staff that couldn't do the job was just great people. We'll talk about that in a minute. All right. Kim says cell phones. Oh, Miss Moore says, how would you handle cell phones and staff? Honey, I don't deal with cell phones and staff. That's just it. There is no cell phones. Okay? And I'm going to get into this in a minute because one of the things about the cell phones is that here's the thing about it. Let me think. There's a lot of stuff about it. But it was one of my pet peeves. And anybody that worked for me knew if I saw you out with your cell phone, there was going to be a problem, okay? Kim says that cell phones get left in a container in my classroom locked up. Any staff member found with a phone would get 3 warnings, a final warning, and contracted terminated. Staff will take advantage until you decide to take it. Yeah. So having something like that in place, having some sort of a policy, and that's what I'm talking about, you guys. See, if we are dealing with this in the beginning, they're not going to do that. Right? Because you've already told them up front in the interview process that we don't deal with that here. So don't try it. Okay? See what I'm saying? See, a lot of the issues that you're having is because that attract phase that part didn't go right. Okay? You didn't do that right. Okay? But yes, you're going to have people try you. You're going to have people that's going to try to, test the system and all those good things. I remember, let me tell you this story. I remember I think there was like 2 things that happened. It was out on my playground, and I had 2 policies, at least one policy in my playground: you do not sit down. So we did not have, I took away chairs. There was like a little picnic table, and I would only allow my staff to sit down if they were interacting with the children, and they knew that. So if you're sitting down, you better be reading a book. Y'all better be looking at some butterflies. I don't know, like it needs to be educational, right? You're not going to just sit down and babysit, right? This is the outside is another extension of the classroom, okay? So I remember this, you guys. And I think we had talked about it in a staff meeting. We went over this over and over again. No setting on the playground. You are supposed to be interacting with children. You were supposed to, if you are so many feet away and that child falls and we talked about that. So I came out one day and lo and behold, what did I see? Sitting down on the playground. Do you know what I did? I told everybody, grab all your kids. Everybody. I don't even know how many. There wasn't that many kids out there, but it was enough kids. Grab the kids, grab the babies. I need everybody to meet me right here. And I told them right up front, I said, look, I said, now here's the deal. You guys are out here setting, right? And I told them, I said, now you can stand one or two places. You can stand up out here and ensure that these children are taken care of and that they're not getting hurt, and that if one does fall on the skin up their little elbow, that you are there, right there, or some kind of accident happens to a child, you're right there. Or you can stand in court and explain to a whole courtroom of people and these parents of why you was not there with that child when that child fell off and something tragic happened, right? So I told them right up front, I said, you pick where you want to stand at. Because I said, that's how serious that this is. That is how serious that it is for you guys to be up here and interacting. Anything could happen. A child could fall. I mean, anything could happen, right? And if you're sitting down and you're way back over there, every second counts when it comes to a child being injured. Now, I mean, obviously, our playground equipment and things like that were child friendly, but y'all know I'm just like overprotective like that. I mean, it's, like anything could happen. You hear these freak accidents and stuff like that. So I told them right up front, I said, so you choose where you want to stand at. Ever since I had that little speech, never happened again. Anyway, story about staff standing. But the cell phones and things like that, you guys, you just have to have those policies in place, okay? All right, so what did I do, or how did I deal with staff that could not do the job but was just a great person? So here's what I did about that, is that I created a staff development plan, okay? To be honest with you, this is really kind of what you want. You want to have good people there, okay? Not every time are you going to find the person that is naturally skilled, or that that knows how to do everything that you want. But if you can develop them, if they are trainable and they're able to be developed, then you actually kind of have a really, really great somebody that you want to keep on your team. So I created a staff development plan. The plan was designed to move all employees, all staff members and employees to the level that I needed them to be at. Okay, I created it myself. So this wasn't something, it wasn't like sending them off to a training and no. This is a plan that you design and develop that is based off of if you could move somebody to what you want to call your dream team, this is what that plan would look like, okay? So, and then if the staff member could not be trained, I would have to let go of them, although they are such a great person. And, that whole process was, I dealt with that the right way. I would even help them find something that was maybe best fit for their skills and with the things that they like to do. But that's what I did that's how I dealt with that, okay? Having a plan to develop your team is so important. You can't just expect to hire people in and for them to understand what you want and what you envision for them to be. And so you gotta have a plan to develop them. So, all right, you guys, here's the takeaway. I'm gonna give you some takeaways that I want you to take away from this video. First of all, remember that you are hiring a team. So start looking at who you want on your team, okay? You are putting together a group of people here that is going to help you reach your vision. So you really got to kind of think about that. And actually, when I put my automatic staffing cycle system in place, this is the whole system that I have for piecing all this stuff together. That was one of the things, and that's one of the things that I teach in the program, is that you got to look at this person. If I'm looking at a person or individual and I'm thinking, okay, and I'm interviewing or whatever, how are they going to fit into the people that I already have here, right? You know, you may have personalities. You may have, you know, some leadership personalities. And if you get too many of them, not going to work out. Or you may have too many people that are too quiet. And if you get too many of them, not going to work out. So you really got to kind of see. And I know the Myers-Briggs test is really, really great for, you know, trying to figure out what kind of personality and things like that is going to mesh with the people that you already have there. Think about what kind of support do you need, right? So think about that, because these people that are coming in, they're there to support you. So you got to think about that. What kind of support do I need? What kind of support do I need in my infant classroom? You know, do I need somebody that can do lesson plans with infants? You know, do I need somebody that's really great with the parents? Because we know that, you know, if you're dealing with those first time moms, how that can be. So you got to even think about, what support do you need? What about my office area? Like, what kind of support do I need there? What about my administrative work? What about in my preschool classroom? So you almost got to look at it in that way. Like, what support do I need, right? How do I need these people to support me? Okay. And then that kind of goes into their roles and what they do and all that good stuff. The best person to hire, though, is someone with just plain integrity and character. Okay. So integrity, I actually got the definition from this. Integrity is the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles and moral uprightness. In a nutshell, just good people. You just want some good people, okay? Character deals with their personality and their nature. You want just some good-natured people, okay? If you can find some good-natured people, I mean, they obviously got to like working with kids. They may not know everything. They may not, you know, but they can be taught those things, right? You can teach somebody how to do a circle time. You can teach somebody how to talk to parents if, though, they have great integrity and character, okay? So I think with hiring in any business, you know, I think those are the main two important things, right? Those moral characters and those just the nature of the person. And if you can find that good person, because see, all those other things, they're not going to be late, right? And I mean, I'm not saying they're perfect, but even if they are late, like, they're really going to call, I mean, like, they're going to do the right thing, right? They're going to do the right thing. Here is another takeaway I want you to take away from this topic, is that you can't control people, but you can control the processes, okay, in which the people have to conform to, okay? So let me say that again. You can't control people, but you can control the processes in which the people have to conform to, right? And so that's kind of where, that's where you need to be focusing your attention on, is your processes. And that, and what I teach, is the attract, hire, and the attract, hire, and retain. Because those are three processes, okay? The attract phase, you can control that process. You can control how you attract people in. You can control how you hire them in, right? And you can also control how you retain them. How do you keep them into your program? And if you're getting started, how are you going to keep them in there? How are you going to hire them? What's going to be your, like, all that whole process there? And then how are you going to attract that person to come in, okay? All right. Here is, I'm going to start doing this at the end of all these videos. I don't know why. Well, I do this all the time, but I think it's going to make more sense to you as to what I'm doing when I kind of close out my videos. So what I'm going to do is I am going to give you what I'm going to call, here is your virtual goodie bag, okay? Your virtual goodie bag is basically the resources that I have that's going to help you beyond this video, that's going to help you dig deeper. If you want to dig a little bit deeper into this and you want my help to do that, then here is your virtual goodie bag that's going to help you do that, okay? So the first thing is that I teach all of this type of things, all of the step-by-steps. I was actually talking to somebody yesterday, And she was, they're starting a childcare business. And she was just saying, she said, the reason why I like you is because you actually give and you break down every step that we need to do. And that's exactly what it is. Because, and I was telling her, I was like, well, because that's what it is. Because, okay, prime example, if I tell you to bake that, to bake a cake, and I just say, well, here is, this is what a cake looks like. Now you figure out how to bake it, but I don't give you those ingredients. And then, or what if I give you the ingredients, but then I don't tell you the how to mix those ingredients. I don't tell you, what time or what the temperature is that you need to put on the oven. I don't tell you all those things. It like, how are you going to bake a cake with that? If I tell you just to bake a cake, I show you the picture and say bake a cake, right? So that's what it is. This, y'all, I do not know anyone that can run a childcare business and run one successfully, and all the little intricate details of it are not put in place, because that's what it is. Just like a cake, you are not going to have a cake. You're not going to have a cake, right? If you don't understand the fact that you've got your dry ingredients and you've got your wet ingredients, and you mix those separately and then you combine them, y'all, that's some stuff. Like, and I know this is really basic for us, but just imagine, like, if you didn't know that, right? And so this whole time you're trying to come up with this beautiful childcare business, and you've got some ingredients, but just this one piece you just didn't know that's just causing you to not move forward. It's keeping you stuck in the mud. So yes, I am all step by step. Okay. So I teach all this stuff inside of my Childcare Business Automation Academy program. Determine the pay scale. I'll go over all that inside of the Academy, Miss Moore. And as far as how to determine the pay scale, that's a process in itself. I will tell you. The one thing I will tell you about pay scale is that, you do want to make sure that you are kind of in the market, kind of with everybody else. And it's just really based off what you can afford. So whenever somebody does ask me about pay scale, then what I tell them is, okay, well, let's look at your budget. Let's run your numbers. Let's see what you can afford. And then we can start working from there on a pay scale. So, I also have a single course called my automatic staffing cycle system that teaches all this stuff as well. The Academy is subscription based, you guys. At the time of this video, because I do have to make that disclaimer when I say this, it's only $57 a month, y'all. That is a cheap investment that you can invest into your childcare business. And this is where I teach basically those recipes to bake your cake, okay, if that makes any sense. Also, if you're not a part of my community, I have a free private Facebook group community. There's over thousands of members in there, and it's mixed. It's mixed of those getting started, those that just got started, those that are already in business. And so if you're not a part of that community, I encourage you to join the community. Also, you guys, follow me on the IG. If you are not on Instagram, or if you are on Instagram, follow me, you guys. I have been having so much fun, y'all, with Instagram stories. Like, just love Instagram stories right now. So you'll be able to just kind of see just whatever stuff I post in there. I don't know. Sometimes it's random. And now that I'm back, of course, when I was on vacation, it was all vacation stuff, you guys. So you guys that were on my Instagram stories, you guys were able to follow me and go to the beach with me, and just whatever I did. I don't even remember what was posted on there. But anyway, you can actually go to my Instagram stories, and if you go in the highlights and look at beach, you'll kind of see some of the stuff that I posted in there. But if you are on Instagram, be sure to follow me. Now, I do want to make this announcement because this is August 1, and I do want to make an announcement because the vacation did wonders for me. So now that I'm back in my office, you guys, I am all the things that I had in my brain on vacation, we are putting this stuff to action. So one of the things I'm super, super excited about as we head directly into August is that we are going to be doing I got three, actually what's called, I don't even know, we haven't even named it, but right now I think I'm going to call it my CST Back to School Phenomenon. Yay! And so we got a lot of stuff going on this in August right now, you guys. We got 3 major events that's going to be happening. They're all online events, but 3 major events is going to be happening. Registrations are going to open up soon. So what we're going to do a little bit differently this month is that, and I think we're going to try and then we're going to see how it works. But you guys know that I always do like free trainings and things like that. Well, this month, because we have so many events that's going to be happening, or we got the 3 major events that's going to be happening, we're going to just open up registration and you can choose what you want. So if you kind of like imagine, like obviously I have an online campus. So if you kind of imagine there's going to be some things going on, and you can sign up for whatever that you want so that you're notified of that. What we don't want to do is be blasting out these events that's happening, and not everybody's interested in it because they're going to be geared towards different stages of business. So anyway, registration will be opening up very, very soon. So I'm so excited for that. And also coming soon, you guys. So for all of you that are trying to get started, y'all, I hear your cry. I've been doing this for about 2.5 years now, running the CS Childcare Success Tools business, and you guys are getting started. Y'all need some super help. So guess what? We're going to be bringing it to you, and I'm so excited about it. I can't really tell you a lot of details. I'm not even supposed to be talking to you about it right now, but I am, and I will tell you that we are going to be opening up a How to Get Started Academy. For those of you that are getting started, will be online. Also, you guys, we are slowly working on some live events. So I will be kind of gearing it as we go into 2019. We are going to be gearing into some live events where you guys can meet me live and we can have some meetups or I don't know what. But anyway, I know that's coming up as well. But the How to Get Started Academy is projected to actually open up this fall. And I'm so excited because you guys are going to love it. And so anyway, that's all I'm going to say because I'm probably going to be spilling some stuff I shouldn't be talking about right now. But I think that's everything that I wanted to go over. So that was your virtual goodie bag. I'm going to leave any links that I talked about below so that you can, like I said, if you want to dig a little bit deeper with this topic and you want my help, I'll leave those links below for you. You guys, I so appreciate you guys joining me live. If you are watching from YouTube, once again, be sure to subscribe. Be sure to like this video. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. Leave any comments below, you guys. And also, it would be so helpful if you guys can leave me any comments on what other things you need me to talk about, okay? I want to always be relevant, and I want to bring you the topics and the information that you are needing. And so leave in the comments below if there's anything you want me to talk about, any topics or anything like that. I'm more than happy to do that. I think that is everything. And speaking of team, we had a team meeting yesterday. My business is, as I've talked about, growing. So it's growing, you guys. It's been really great. I'm so thankful to God because this is His thing. This is not mine. This is all His thing. And so anyway, I'm grateful, but I'm going to be meeting with my project manager, and I'm going to be just stuff is just happening behind the scenes. And so anyway, I'm excited about that. But yeah, I got to meet with my project manager. We're going to be talking about some things. So you guys kind of stay on the watch out for all those 3 major events that's going to be happening this month. Like I said, registrations for those will open. You can register for what you like, what you don't like, all those good things. And I think that's everything. And you guys, give me a thumbs up. I feel like I did a great job coming off of vacation because when I first got started, I was like, man, I'm a little bit rusty. I'm going to be fumbling over my words. It's just not going to come out right. But I'm super, super glad to be here. Hi, Sarah. How are you? I talked about you in the beginning of the video. Thank you so much for that email that you sent. And I did respond back to you. So I was getting ready to get off here, but here you are. So let me answer your question. You said you need help with business plan to present. Okay, hang on, Sarah. Let me get over here. Y'all, my Facebook is just, all these notifications are going off. And Sarah, how do I see all the, hang on, let me do it this way. How do I see all of your comments? Hang on. For some reason, Sarah, it like cut off a little bit. You need help with business plan to present to funding source. Oh, there it is. Okay. You need help with your business plan to present to funding resources. Is that what you're asking? I'm not for sure. Can you kind of clarify that just a second for me, Sarah, so I can get your question answered? I'm sorry. Okay. I'm going to give you a second. I know there's a little bit of a delay. But yeah, I am so excited, y'all. And I mean, that the vacation was just great. If you have not taken a breather moment, then please do so, you guys. You guys are going to be so much better for your children and families and for yourself and all that good stuff. So, all right. So you said that you are needing help with, to people offering grants. Okay. You need help with, hang on, Sarah. And I don't know why these comments are not. Maybe I should be clicking on this side. Hang on, y'all. I think it's gonna, hang on, y'all. I think it's gonna go off. Okay. So I'm assuming, Sarah, that you said that you need help. Oh, you need help with writing a business plan for grants and then other financing sources. Okay. So that's a big question. I will tell you. One of the things that I can at least kind of guide you. Yeah, I know it can be frustrating. I know. So anytime when I'm working with clients, anytime I have this question asked and things like that, what I typically go over with them first, and I don't really know exactly what specific issues that you're having. I don't know if you are dealing with finding resources or finding funding. Let me ask you this question, Sarah. Do you have any upfront money saved, or are you going in and you're looking for funding with no money at all? So I know that would definitely help me to be able to kind of semi-guide you through. But one thing that I always tell clients is the first thing that we want to look at is we want to look at your numbers. You got to know how much money that you need, right? And so I think that a lot of people want to gear towards this business plan thing, which, yes, if you are getting funding, you are going to have to get a business plan. I don't really teach clients to start their business off with trying to get funding first. So that's one thing I don't teach. I think that when we are talking about funding and going into business loans and investors and things like that, that you kind of are, you in some ways you kind of can be setting yourself up for failure, because you're gonna have to pay these people back. And one of the things that when you're starting your childcare business or you're trying to get started is it's just very risky to go in with a business loan and all that stuff. So what I teach people to, let's start your childcare business, okay? And then we go in and explore what that looks like for them, okay? And then let's start generating some income, okay? Let's start generating some income in, and let's create a financial plan that's going to allow you to either save some money, and then from there be able to use your profits to reinvest back into your business and be able to kind of scale it like little scaling, if that makes sense. And then when we're making the right kind of money, now let's go apply for a business loan. That's what I teach. And so, when it comes to, okay, so you said you make almost like $4,000 a month. Now, are you currently running a daycare business, or this money that you make monthly, is this from a full-time job? Because then that's another thing that we talk about too is, okay, transition plan, right? And I don't know if that's with you, Sarah, but if you are working a full-time job, well, we also got to have a transition plan. You guys, the one thing that I don't help people do is fail. Okay. I am not a part of helping somebody fail at their childcare business journey. So we do things the safe way, the right way. And if I'm honest with you, sometimes that can be kind of challenging. Okay, so you run a daycare home, and I'm assuming that if you're trying to get funding, I'm assuming that you're trying to expand into a center. I'm thinking that's probably what it is. And I know it's going to take a second for you to for your comment to come back in here. Yeah, and Sarah, if you're already making that kind of money. Another question, if you don't mind sharing, because we're actually kind of having a mini coaching session here, Sarah, and I don't mind it. But are you profiting? Okay. See, these are the things that I look at when I'm working with a client. You know, before we go in and start, oh, I want to get this center and I want to do this and that. You know, well, okay, are we profiting? Like, can we start saving some money? What can we do? You know, those kind of things. Business loans and things like that are so risky, you guys. And people, y'all know this, but people have lost their homes because they went out and got a business loan. They didn't run their numbers in the beginning. They didn't put all this stuff on paper. And then they can't pay the business. Something happened, it failed, or just didn't go right. And then they cannot pay back this loan. Well, guess what? We know that with business loans, you know, you got to put up collateral. And usually what is the number one collateral that people want to put up? Their homes. So, and so from there, then, you know, we're dealing with all that. So, okay, you said you can put more money aside. Okay. That would be my suggestion for you, you need to have a financial plan that's going to, like a growth plan or a financial path plan that's going to help you be able to do it safely. Okay. So that would be my suggestion to you. I would not suggest for you to be going and getting funding right now. I mean, that's just my suggestion. And that's what I teach because it's a safe way. Okay. I ran my childcare business, you guys, 10 years, and I did not take out a business loan at all. Okay. So it can be done. And that's what I teach. That's how I teach people to do it. It's the safest way to do it. You do not want to go out. I think even, what's his name, y'all? Oh, y'all help me. Mark Cuban, Shark Tank guy, right? He owns, what is it? One of the basketball teams. But he said that it is stupid. This is his words. It is stupid for somebody that is starting out a business to go out and get a business loan. And I totally agree with him on that because it's just not safe. So hope that helped you, Sarah. And super glad to see you on here. And thank you so much for the email. Thank you so, so much. So, all right, you guys, listen. Y'all, it is 5 minutes to 1. I'm supposed to meet with my project manager at 1 o'clock. So I'm going to get off of here. It has been so great to come back, you guys. I could sit here and talk to y'all like all day long. And we could just cozy up, y'all. Get us whatever you like. I mean, I love doing this. So anyway, but I can't do that because you guys got things you got to do. And we got to keep this thing going. So with that being said, thank you so much for joining me. Be sure to do all those things I said above, liking, subscribing, bell notification, all that stuff, sharing. Do all those things for me. I'm going to leave all those links that I talked about in the comments below if you're on Facebook, in the description box below if you are on YouTube. I will plan to be back here at the Lord's will next Wednesday. You guys know I usually go live every Wednesday about 11:30 Central Standard Time. I'll be back here then if the Lord's will. Until then, you can follow me on Instagram and hang out with me in Instagram stories or inside of the free Facebook group community. And I will see you guys next week, okay? Or in the next one. I'm going to say in the next one. Anything could change. So in the next one. You guys have a great Wednesday. Have a great rest of your week. Be sure to keep pushing yourself forward. Be sure to keep putting in the right things in place. And I think that's it for right now. All right. You guys have a great rest of your day. I'll see you in the next one.